Look, I know we took a week off, but we're back. We got a lot to discuss, man. AEW is going to Wembley. CM Punk is returning. We're going to talk about All In. We're going to talk about All Out. Forbidden Door, Double or Nothing, and AEW Dynamite tonight. Also, the whole WWE sale. How is it going? Is Triple H still in creative, or is Vince McMahon taking over completely? James, let's get it. Wrestling Shout! What is going on? I'm Jesse Carter. Welcome back to another edition of the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Join with me as always, James Pinard Jr. James, I'm back from California. I went and seen you this week. It was a good week. It was a much needed vacation. I know we took a week off with this podcasting thing, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I needed this break. It was a good time in Cali. How you feeling, James?
Yeah, feeling good. That week flew by, man.
For us, it didn't. So that's, by the grace of God, it did not fly by for us. It was a slow week, and we enjoyed it. I'll probably never go to Disneyland or California Adventures again, but definitely enjoyed everything else within the week. Seen a lot of family, seen a lot of friends, did a lot of things, drove the entire SoCal area, I want to say, man. We drove everywhere just checking stuff out and haven't been there in a couple of years, right? It's been a couple of years since I've been there.
Since 18, I think.
Yeah, since 2018. So, yeah, it's been a little while, man, but I'm glad to be back. There's something about being home. Every time I go to California, I get sad because I'm from California. So I get sad when I leave because, I just miss the atmosphere. But, man, there's nothing like being home in the Pacific Northwest. Like, this is what I call my home. And when I walked into my house, man, just refreshing feeling, just came over me, and I was really happy to be home. And normally it's not like that when I come back from vacation. Normally I don't want to come home. I just want to stay on vacation, but it was good, man. It was good to be home. I'm happy to be home. It was cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, glad to see you guys. Glad you saw all the family members you can. It was well deserved, and it's gonna be fun to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. You guys treated us to breakfast, man. We went out to eat a couple of times. We did the whole California Adventures and Disneyland thing. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys, man. It was great to see my family too. Hit a couple of hot spots in California. That was awesome. Went to Randy's Donuts, dude. And that is one thing I'm gonna miss because I've never been to Randy's Donuts, and it was phenomenal, man. It was so good.
Yeah, iconic.
I think I'm good on In-N-Out Burger, though. I've had enough In-N-Out Burger to last me for a couple of years now. Definitely gained a couple of pounds over there in California, but happy to be back. Man, while we were gone, there was a lot of stuff that hit with AEW. AEW's got a lot of things going on nowadays, man. A lot. So they have 4 big shows coming up. Actually, technically 6 big shows, man. They got Forbidden Door around the corner. Right? You still got Double or Nothing that we got to book for. They've announced All In Wembley, which is huge. It's huge. Yep. Huge stadium. This is their first actual stadium show, so I'm really excited for them on that. We're gonna get into like how we think they're gonna do in the ticket sales and how it's gonna look, what it's gonna do for the ratings moving forward, all that stuff. So that's the 3 shows, right? You got Forbidden Door, Double or Nothing, Wembley, which is supposed to be all in. You got All Out.
Yeah, All Out, which is 4.
Which is supposed to be in Chicago, but they have yet to announce that. And then you also have Grand Slam right around the corner from that. So
is it coming up?
Yeah, Grand Slam is supposed to be right after that, man. Right after the All Out time. I want to say it's either before All Out or after. But either way, dude. A lot of stuff going on for AEW, including their new show that they're going to be releasing, which is Collision. So how do you feel about that, James? Another more wrestling added to the books. Like, people have nothing better to do with their life than just watch professional wrestling all day, soak in wrestling podcasts all day. Dude, wrestling is really saturated nowadays. It's crazy.
Before there was really not much options. Now it's very oversaturated.
Yeah.
I kind of figured this was coming, just the time of when this was going to be announced.
Yeah.
They trademarked it like early this year of AEW Collision. And now it's categorized as the A show now. So I'm concerned for Dynamite in the sequence. Especially on a Saturday. I mean, who knows? I mean, I've heard back and forth debates like, it might work for Saturdays. Depending. I don't know.
Saturday's not it for me, bud. It's just not.
Oh,
Friday is not it for me. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard. Check it out. As far as it goes right now, it is so hard to keep up with Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, NXT, just on the WWE side. Okay, that's 3 shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of wrestling just on WWE in the week's time. That's not counting the PLEs or pay-per-views, whatever they're calling them nowadays. AEW now has Dynamite Wednesday night, 2 hours. Rampage, 1 hour. Actually, if you stick around after Dynamite, you get to watch All Access, which is another hour. So we'll count that 3 hours of wrestling, content in AEW right there. Even though it's not professional wrestling, it's just kind of like Total Divas or whatever. I'm not really digging that show, but it's okay. It's not really meant for me. I'm not the demographic for that. But so you got 2 hours of Dynamite, you got 1 hour Rampage, now 2 more hours of Collision coming on Saturday, not counting their 6-hour pay-per-views. So that's pretty wild, dude. Pretty wild. A lot of people are excited for more wrestling. For me, dude, as busy as I am, as busy as I don't, you're pretty busy too. So I would say, it's hard to, I watch Dynamite each week and I catch highlights of Raw and SmackDown. I don't watch NXT at all. I don't watch Rampage at all, but Dynamite I watch. But the rumor is for this AEW Collision, CM Punk is coming back. Like that's what they're saying. They're reporting that everywhere, right? CM Punk is on his way back. They're going to do a small brand split, so to speak. How do you? I've heard into CM Punk. How do you feel about a brand split? We already hate brand splits in WWE.
Yeah,
how do you feel?
I know I don't know if he's just. The question is he doing this just for, I've heard that the reason they're doing this because of Punk and the whole situation with the Elite. Now,
who has offered to work with everybody that has been crying over the last few months.
Supposedly, so I mean, let's see, maybe, I don't know. And then just the little shots on Twitter, it's kind of interesting. Like, Tony, I know what you're trying to do. It's just, you can't make everyone happy at the end of the day. It's not, it's either you do business or you're not.
I don't think that he has to make everybody happy. Look, you work for me.
Yeah, you don't. You're
going to do what I say. It doesn't matter what these guys in the back are crying about, right? So that's what it comes down to. If you ask me, it's business.
And the fact that he's putting, I don't know if it's, I'm not sure if it's Tony doing this or if it's Warner Brothers Discovery telling him like, hey, we want this as the A show. So I think he's like more siding with Punk in this, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be a sort of problem later on. Like, hey, Tony, he's giving Punk more respect than them, than the Elite. And I don't know if they're going to have like some issues.
Who cares?
With that.
That's a bunch of crybaby crap right there. So here's the thing, man. Collision was supposed to be 1 hour. They have now changed it to 2 hours. It was supposed to be a C or a B show. Collision has now changed to 2 hours. It's going to be an A show. Sounds like they're going to be running on TNT. None of this is confirmed yet. So just sounds like it's going to be running on TNT. I'm excited to see CM Punk back in wrestling, and I welcome another show. Like, I'm not saying, if you're enjoying all this wrestling content and you have the time, if you have the time to keep up with WWE, AEW, if you're watching New Japan on top of that, Impact Wrestling, NWA, there's a lot of stuff out there, GCW, all the indies. If you're just an indie guy that likes watching IWTV to catch indies, dude, you're consuming a lot of wrestling content, and that's fine.
Easily, yeah.
If that's your prerogative, man, go for it. But for me personally, that's a lot of wrestling content. I'm definitely not going to be watching Collision when it's live. I'm so busy on Fridays, Saturdays, unless they're like it's a pay-per-view or something huge that I'm going to get together with friends and make plans to have that day at home, you know what I mean, to watch wrestling. Then I'm probably not going to be just sitting in front of my TV on a Saturday night or a Friday night. But that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah,
how you feel about that.
it's yeah, for me, I mean, will it give me something to watch? Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with more content, but it's just the whole Saturday aspect. I mean, it'll do better than Fridays, I guess you would say. Being live might boost it up a little bit. Um, I'm just like kind of just concerned, like what is gonna go on with Dynamite? Like, is it gonna be watchable still? Considering that they want to push that show as the A show. Um,
No,
and
I don't think that they're saying that this is going to be above Dynamite. I think they're just saying it's an A show, kind of like Raw and SmackDown are A shows. They're not like there is no
yeah,
A and B with those type of shows. What they're meaning is it's going to be a big deal. A lot of the creative is going to go into both shows. It's not like Rampage where you're just kind of getting matches and they have little storyline stuff on the side. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I mean, for myself, same thing like you. Will I watch it? I mean, I'll probably watch it later on. Watch it live. It depends. It kind of depends for me.
It's going to be one
I
of
mean,
those
look,
things
it,
that I
it
have to
seems like
DVR.
TNT and Warner Brothers, like it seems like they're happy with Wednesdays. It's going so well. Why not try Saturdays? Will it do better? It might.
When's the release date on this?
Sometime in June,
They
right?
did report a release date for, was it the 17th of June?
I think so, and I believe that's in Chicago. Let me double check.
Chicago. So it makes more
June
sense about
7th.
CM Punk coming back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as of now, Collision is scheduled to air on TNT in the U.S. on Saturday night from starting on June 17th between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern time. So that would be 5 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, same time as Dynamite. It's the
So,
same time as a Dynamite. So, right? Yeah, same time as Dynamite,
yeah,
but on Saturday.
let me just read all this. Yeah, so June 17th. AEW has yet to announce a TV taping for June 21st. The show is expected to premiere by July 8th as AEW moved a planned Rampage taping in Regina, Saskatchewan from Friday, July 14th to the Saturday date. So I don't know. I mean, we might see, I mean, for beneficial for the talent wise, it's probably good for them. Like, hey, we're going to get more TV time. Some people that haven't been on TV, they'll expose them.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
that's somewhat good for them, and Tony's trying to juggle everything around.
Look, I think they need another big show like that. I thought Rampage should have been that from the start, right? Like we've talked about that. Like I figure, you should have just given Rampage 2 hours, and that's what go head to head with SmackDown. You know what I mean?
What's the worst?
See what you're
what's
doing.
the worst that's going to happen? Personally, for myself, since they were going to do this whole show thing, I don't watch Rampage very solemnly. Why not just get rid of it? I mean, let's see. You figure, like you said, we have obviously Dynamite. You got Rampage. You got Dark. You got Dark Elevation.
I like Rampage for what it is. I do. I just don't watch it on Fridays. I will catch, like, if they got a banger show lined up for Rampage, I'm gonna go back and tune into it. Yeah. Like I will. I DVR all the Rampages. I just don't watch them. Like I don't find the time. But I think Rampage is good for what it is, man. Like it's a good 1 hour like wrestling program. If you're
they
just
try to
going
fit
there
as much as they
just
can
wrestling,
too.
Yeah, it's good, man. I'm enjoying it. I don't have time to watch it on Fridays. Friday is really hard for me. But at the same time, it's like I think you should be going head to head with SmackDown anyway. If you're going to be on a Friday night, go head to head with SmackDown. If TNT is happy with the 200 or 400,000, that you're doing on ratings, I don't feel like you're going to lose that rating. I feel, but I don't think you're going to beat SmackDown, but I don't think that you're going to lose it. And if they're happy with it, then screw it, man. Go for it.
Yeah, because they just recently, I think, got 600,000, and that's been the highest they've had in a good while
for Rampage,
which was very high. Maybe they're going to juggle something around. Let's see, maybe just testing the waters. I mean, they're very confident in saying that Saturdays will work. I mean, hey, it works for sports, and like with basketball and all that, and they're confident that it might work. So I mean, why not?
Oh, I'm not saying Collision's going to fail by any stretch of the imagination.
You already know that WWE is going to just do whatever they can, push something on a Saturday, just
counter program it.
Pay-per-views definitely going to be on Saturdays just to compete with it, just to throw the bird at them.
Well, WWE merging with the UFC and stuff, they all do their shows on Saturday anyway. So I think now it'll be sort of like a workaround. I don't know. Let's shout out a couple people that are in the chat right now. Chris the Psycho's in here, man. Welcome. Steve Kelly. You got Conrad Cushman from Everything Pro Wrestling. What's going on, bro? Let's see here. Steve Kelly says, I welcome more wrestling TV. I record a lot of programs. Yeah, that's basically the way to do it nowadays. Yeah. He says, is my guy Goldberg all elite? They got a big stadium to sell out. So
he's claiming that he wants to go on a farewell tour.
He's pretty butthurt at WWE right now.
Yeah, like they don't want him no more.
Yeah. Everything Pro Wrestling says, not a clip show, old wrestling program. So that's what like a C show was when we were talking about what an A show is compared to a B so Rampage is like your B show, right? Like it's just pro wrestling. And old school programming. They used to just have like highlights all week. I don't know if you remember any of that stuff. This is probably before your time in the wrestling fandom, but Everything Pro Wrestling said head-to-head with SmackDown would be a tough perception. Yeah. So look, I mean, if it's coming down to where your network is happy with the numbers that you're doing, why not go for it? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like maybe Tony could go for it and then just all of a sudden put out a banger show that does ratings, man. Who knows? He could sway people over from WWE. Steve Kelly says Rampage is for the wrestlers who aren't really on Dynamite. That's not true either, because a lot of wrestlers that are on Dynamite are on Rampage as well. Orange Cassidy's had some banger title defenses on Rampage. Darby Allin's had some awesome matches on Rampage.
It's just they throw in like a little segment like, hey, you're not going to be on Dynamite. You're just going to do a little segment and promote something for, hey, you're going to be on Rampage. Sometimes it transfers over, but yeah, you still get some good matches. Yeah, and you eventually get some squash matches, but
Everything Pro Wrestling said, didn't Rampage come as a makeup for AEW getting moved around for sports while on TNT? I'm not sure. I never read that. It could possibly be. So what do you mean? Like the network's just like, here, you can have another show. I don't know how that works, but
I think because like moving certain days, like if you had a basketball game or baseball, whatever the case is. I mean, and this is what, and I know the same thing's going to happen with them on Saturdays. Hey, sorry, you got moved over because basketball, which
it comes with the territory, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like with the network TNT and TBS, those are sports channels, bro.
Same with. I mean, look, they
Fox,
did that with
WWE,
SmackDown with
same
Fox,
thing. Yeah,
baseball, football. I mean, they do that on Sundays.
It just comes with the territory. If you want those prime networks like that are sports networks, you're going to have to
It comes with a risk. You're just going to have to deal with it. I mean, look, SmackDown has done it like, not often, but there's the rare occurrences where they have to move to Fox Sports 1 because there's baseball coverage or something going on. Or even, hey, news comes in,
Positively E, welcome to the chat, man. Good to have you back, bro. WCW Worldwide, WWF Livewire, WWF Superstars, WWF Access. Yeah, those are those shows right there, man. Yeah. Steve Kelly says, I think Collision is going to be like WCW Saturday Night was. Actually, it's going to be better. So Saturday Night was one of those C shows that you just kind of got like wrestling from people that you didn't really see on Nitro or anything like that. At one point, Saturday Night was their main show. Correct me if I'm wrong, before Nitro became a big thing, because Nitro happened, I think, in 96? Wasn't it like 96?
96 or 95. It was one of the
96 or 95 is when Nitro came out. So
yeah,
they only had WCW Saturday Night. So it's
I'm trying to think
how bunch of the clashes of the champions. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, and then wonder. And I know the ratings were good back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, when they had Saturday Night Main Event as well back on Saturdays.
AEW Saturday Night on the Mothership, Daddy. The Mothership.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting.
It's funny enough that we're talking about all this. I looked on WrestleTix because I don't think the Chicago show is on sale, but Raw just Raw's just sold out for Chicago.
Everything Pro Wrestling says, I have so many questions about this. Elaborate. About what? About Collision? Because Collision's going to be interesting, man. I mean, I have no problem. Look, if AEW is trying to stay away from the WWE territory and not go head-to-head with them, then Saturday is pretty much your only option, right?
And I'm pretty sure it's going to be heavy-loaded. Like, Tony, you're going to have to get us to the point of you need to book something heavy for us to, hey, I got to get home and watch this on Saturday. Because I know he was doing that for Rampage.
So I get what he's talking about. We've been talking about this in private chats, too. With everything pro wrestling, it says, why not ROH to split brands? How will pay-per-views work? Well, because look, man, AEW, I feel like, and this is just my argument for ROH. I have no reasoning as to why Tony Khan's allowing a brand split because CM Punk is returning. But as far as ROH goes, the name is tainted. ROH needs a whole new facelift, and that's what Tony Khan is doing with ROH. So the name ROH is tainted. It's never been the most popular wrestling brand. It's been good for like hardcore indie lovers, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I loved ROH back in the day, but it's never been one of those like, I don't know, one of those names that brings a mainstream feel to it like AEW has. So they don't want to put a CM Punk back on ROH. Hell, CM Punk probably doesn't want to go back to ROH. Why would I go back where I started? You know what I mean? Like that's
going to the backward step, you know?
Yeah. Like that's how I would feel about going back to ROH. So there's one reason. ROH just one of those places that you can take your C and B talent and put them on ROH. Not to mention all the guys that were already signed to ROH to begin with that need a place to wrestle. You can't put them all on Dynamite each week. Why not have ROH for them still? So that's how I think Tony Khan was looking at it. Look, I can employ all these other wrestlers and put them back on ROH, and I can even take this really massive roster that I have on AEW and ask whoever wants to go to ROH to have a run there again. Let's take them back. But I don't think that your main guys like a CM Punk are going to go back to ROH when you're on a mainstream televised show. CM Punk's not going to want to wrestle on, what is it, Honor Club. You know what I mean? Like he's going to want to wrestle on TNT or on TBS.
And just be live in general. Yes. I mean, you see it from MJF. He's never been on Rampage that I don't believe so.
Yeah. My dog is barking in the background, so sorry if everybody hears that. And then Everything Pro Wrestling also says that TK booking all these shows. That's another dude. Look, TK needs some help. Like as much as I love Tony Khan because he's very passionate about pro wrestling, and I appreciate him giving us and trying to think about the fans when it comes to good pro wrestling, he needs help, man. It's a lot. His plate is full right now, man. So I hope he finds somebody to help him book these shows like Collision and Dynamite, hell, even Rampage and ROH. Like, get some creative minds in there, man. Get some ideas going.
Yeah, and I'm curious of how he's gonna, like, when you go to a Dynamite show, you obviously get Rampage taped. Is there gonna be anything taped after Collision? I wonder if there's Ring of Honor gonna be taped after. A lot of question marks here, but yeah, definitely he needs to have some backup on him. He cannot do this all by himself. He's gonna learn it the hard way. He's gone this long, but adding another 2-hour show to your schedule, you're going to need some help.
Positively E says, I think Warner was in breach of contract, so they gave them Rampage on TNT after moving Dynamite to TBS. That's interesting. I never thought about that. Matthew Lopez, man, welcome to the chat. He says, yeah, I'm worried about Ring of Honor. ROH shows on Honor Club have been enjoyable. Yeah, I feel like it's just more wrestling, though, at this point. And once again, it goes to what you're enjoying. Like, it's not going to – I don't think that it's going to diminish what they're doing over in ROH, especially if you put, like, big names like Samoa Joe, Claudio.
You just put the Lucha Brothers over there.
Yeah, so. Lucha Brothers just won the tag titles over there. So, who knows, man? Steve Kelly says, I agree. ROH needs a whole new brand replacement. No, they already got it. I feel like they got the brand. Like, it looks completely different over there for ROH. It does not look like the same ROH that I grew up watching. So, positively, he says, put the Elite on AEW Shotgun Saturday night. or the AEW experience with Ivory and Todd Grisham on Sunday mornings.
Man,
Nah, I don't want to do that, man. I like the Elite too.
relive it again.
I look, I'm a mutual in here. I understand, like, it's, you're either an Elite fan or a CM Punk fan. I'm not turning this into a Brett and Sean situation, brother. Like, I like all of them, man. I want to see CM Punk come back, and I hope everybody can grow up and work. And if it takes getting rid of Chris Jericho, then let's get rid of Chris Jericho, because I would much rather have a CM Punk around who draws money over a Chris Jericho, because I do not believe Jericho is a draw nowadays. I do believe that he's popular. I don't think that he's going to be drawing like a CM Punk would be drawing. So don't, turn this into a clip.
You recall how good the
Jericho,
first Rampage was with Punk debuting. So, I mean, with him on Collision, you're going to expect the big spike. And if you're, guaranteeing that he's going to be there every Saturday night, let's see how that goes. I mean, who knows? And I can already hear the words from him. Hey, if they do better ratings than, Dynamite, I'm curious of how that's going to go.
Yeah. Matthew Lopez says, I would expect ROH being taped before Collision, like how he has been doing lately. I don't know. They haven't announced if it's live or if it's taped. They said yes and no. So whatever that means. Like,
I would think it would be
live.
beneficial to be live because, when else are they going to tape? If they taped it, when else are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to, it's a damn lot of wrestling. If you bought a, go to a Dynamite and you already get dark taped for you. You get obviously a live Dynamite. You get a tape Rampage. Throw a Collision in there. It's just too much.
So James, you know who CM Punk is going to be feuding with, right? Rumored the first feud.
Yeah. And I figured he was going to do it as much as, hatred he has for him and all this and that. I mean,
look, dude, this is what I'm talking about.
You have to put your, egos aside. Roman has said it that if Punk ever went over there, like, hey, whether I like the guy or not, you have to. That's business. That is money you're putting on the table. You better.
You don't think that this is an ego play at all? Like, this is where I stand with Chris Jericho right now. Look, CM Punk is the most talked about guy in pro wrestling right now. Like, we are still talking about this a year later. The whole CM Punk situation. When is he coming back? What is going to go on? Everybody has been talking about Punk still for a year. He's the most talked about wrestler ever. So when he comes back, it's going to sell tickets. It's going to boost numbers. It's going to do everything because people want to see what's going to happen, right? So Chris Jericho's going to insert himself in that and then try to claim some fame. I was the one that drew that. Nobody wants to see Chris Jericho versus CM Punk. Nobody. I don't. What's the money match right now, James? Who's the money match with CM Punk?
It's him versus, the Elite General. I mean, I know it's the FTR and Punk versus the Elite. That's the
it's
big one.
Either that trios match, or it's CM Punk versus Adam Hangman Page, or it's CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, or if you really wanted to throw it back, and if nobody wanted to work together because they all want to throw a fit, then run back MJF. Yeah. Run back MJF.
Why not? I mean, you got Wembley Stadium. You're going to have something up there because what did they have? They just announced it was like they had 45,000 people sign up for the pre-sale signups.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a second. Look, this is a picture of Wembley Stadium. This is a rebuilt, by the way, a rebuilt Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, no wrestling events has happened since, 90, 92?
Yes, and this is a completely different stadium since then, too, because they have actually remodeled this place. Interesting fact, this thing can hold about 90,000 people.
Yes.
So 90,000 people fitting in this stadium. Do you think with 45,000 tickets, look, we've starved the UK market for quite some time, right? For professional wrestling. Like, they just don't get it. Do you think that everybody that's a wrestling fan, even if they are just pure WWE, goes to this show to see how big it is? Because I think that AEW is going to surprise a lot of people. You got people on the internet saying they're not going to sell it out. Maybe they won't sell it out to 90,000. But
it's still damn impressive for them to get that high.
You come here and you run a 50,000 seat arena or stadium, sorry. That's going to create some buzz. You got people traveling from the US too. So AEW fans are coming in numbers, man. They're traveling to the UK for once.
Yeah. You can see it easily. I mean,
I say if we do 50,000, who knows?
I think
maybe next year we do 90.
I think to me, that's a success for them. I mean,
hell yeah. What's the highest crowd that they've had? Grand Slam, right?
That's a good question. What's a Grand Slam? Let me double check that. Yeah, because the numbers the last time.
Ashe.
I think that's right. That might be right. Because the last time WWF went there, they had, and it's disputed, of course, they had 80,355, and that was back in '92. Let me see highest.
Look at Conrad has a comment right at the bottom right here. It says, "I respect the move." Look, and that's what you got to respect too. This is why I say, look, Conrad's already got the number up for you, James. Your Googling sucks today. 20,177. Arthur Ashe. So anyway, he says, "I respect the move." And so do I, man, because look, this is what I was talking about putting Rampage or Collision head to head with a WWE program. Why not try? Why not? Yeah. You might surprise yourself.
Maybe what's the worst that's going to happen?
Maybe people don't want to watch wrestling on a Wednesday. Maybe that's why we're not drawing 1 million people. Maybe put that shit on a Monday when Monday is doing the worst show possible in wrestling, which is Monday Night Raw, 3 hours of just boredom. You know what I mean?
You get the alternatives. I mean, look, WCW did it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, I mean, what's the worst that happened? Okay, you lose. Keep trying. You're going to get fans in that,
And like I said before, if they do bad, apparently their networks are happy with the numbers they're doing anyway.
You're doing
so what does it
something
hurt?
Right.
What does it hurt to try? And that's what I feel Tony Khan's doing right now going to Wembley. He swept the rug out from under Vince McMahon on this one. Because
I respect the move. I mean, when we were, and everyone bashes it, hey, Tony's out. It's big announcement. Well, this was huge.
Yeah.
Going to Wembley, it has not been since '92, which is a damn big deal. You already have 45,000 to 50,000 on pre-sales. Will they get more than that? I wouldn't be surprised. UK fans, and this isn't in a whole, I watch WWE or I watch AEW. This is a big thing. Going to Wembley is iconic in general.
Yeah.
I'm glad for them to do this. Like, test the waters. Let's see how your stadium show do. This is just on international soil. See how this does on American soil at any stadium.
Well, a lot of stadiums are locked down right now. But Positively E says Jericho and his cheesy segments for 6 months feuds like it's 1984. Yeah, Jericho. That's what I mean. Jericho just kind of weaseled his way into this Punk feud. I don't think that this is the match that CM Punk wanted coming back, and this is not the match that's going to make money. And if it does make money, it has nothing to do with Jericho. It's all
we know
Punk.
What the beef is. He wasn't involved in the whole thing. Yes, he was, obviously in the arena when that happened, but we know what the moneymaker is. Will it happen? They might just, tease it down the road.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
sure when. It could be at All Out, could be another year. I don't know. But if you want to get Wembley excited, let's see how this works. They claim they don't want to work with them.
He says all these guys, Punk, Elite, Jericho, FTR, should all be making as much money as they possibly can. That's a fact, man. The Elite could hold out for Punk money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So what Conrad is saying right here, the Elite could hold out for Punk money, is their contracts are coming up.
Yeah.
What better way to negotiate than saying, hey, look, I played ball. I worked with the guy that I didn't want to work with. We made this company a lot of money. We did the biggest match that we've possibly done, the biggest gate that we could possibly do for this match. I want more money. You know what I mean?
That is what I've heard.
That's a negotiation tactic.
Is going for. So. He is in negotiations at the moment.
Who?
Omega.
Omega's contract doesn't end until November.
And I heard he was already in negotiations.
I don't think you can do that. I think that's a breach of contract. So, maybe negotiations with AEW.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. He could be talking to AEW, but any other company, that boy's going to get himself in some trouble.
No.
Let's see here. Omega versus Punk should be all in main event. Yeah, either that or the trios match. Like, I personally wouldn't mind if it was the trios match at this point, just because of all the beef going through with FTR. And the Young Bucks, and then CM Punk and the Elite. I think that would make sense. But like I said, if nobody wants to work with each other, I would be okay with the MJF running back the MJF feud.
Yeah, that's the one that,
because that was the moneymaker to me to begin with.
That was the one we were supposed to get, and then
Yep.
everything went to hell. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, yeah, you got, MJF doing the whole filler pillars thing. Okay, once you run that, however you're doing that,
yeah,
work Punk into that mix. Why not?
He says, Matthew Lopez says, if the pre-sale is any indication, 50,000 people signing up for those tickets, they could do 70,000. If there's 50,000 signing up before the sale even happens, they could do 80,000. They could do 90,000. You never know, dude, because people buy not everybody signs up for these tickets in advance. They could just go last minute.
Yeah,
just like WrestleMania. WrestleMania
Clash of the Castle, I think, had about 50,000, and I'm not sure what their attendance was, but I believe they sold out. But yeah, a lot of international fans. Like I said, I went to Media Day 2, and the guy next to me, he's like, "I'm from Italy. I flew down there to go see him," and he was showing me all the photos. And
there you go.
So international fans, they don't joke around when it comes to wrestling. And this is the one time they'll probably go to UK and down the road for a year. They won't go back to UK in another year. So, I mean, this is your one chance.
Conrad's got a good point down here, too. Conrad says most people buy at least 2 tickets. At least. Nobody's going to, so if you got 50,000 people signing up, you know what I mean? For one, look, if there's 50,000 signing up, that could be everybody in the family that plans on going. Like multiple signups. Like I could sign up, James, like say me and you wanted to go. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to sign up. You sign up too as well, just in case I can't get in, right? So 50,000 sign up doesn't really necessarily mean you got tickets sold yet. We're just going to have to wait until they go on sale to see how they do. I'm not saying that they're going to fail, but I'm saying that this is a make or break situation for Tony Khan. You can either have a great looking event or you'll know better to do this next time.
Yeah, so like just to back it up here, yeah, like PW Insiders going to AEW has exceeded 50,000 pre-sale registrations. While nothing is guaranteed, even if half those registrations they bought 2 tickets, that's 50,000 just alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
we'll find out. It's supposed to happen on,
like I said, man. Like
May 5th.
when I sign up for pre-sale. And you do this too, James, right? Like every time you sign up to a pre-sale for anything, you're having multiple people do it just in case you don't get a code. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So 50,000 is just a number at this point. You don't know if their ticket sales are going to be like that. This is just 50,000 signups, which is great, but it could go the other way. You never know.
Yeah, you cut it in half, like 25,000 times 2.
Yeah,
you're still getting a good amount of seats purchased.
So Twitter was going nuts this week as well, like it always does. Twitter never fails to have some good talking points for a podcast. We got CM Punk gaslighting AEW this week.
Yeah.
Before old boy was forced to take down his tweet. Thought he was sly by tweeting in here. Dude, Brandon Cutler, Mr. Waterboy. Woo, water boy. Dude, this guy is like a pity hire for AEW. I like Brandon Cutler when it comes to BTE. I think that he's hilarious when it comes to some of his segments. But when it comes to wrestling, dude, I'm not going to pay to go and see you main event anything. So without saying anything, you should probably keep your mouth shut when it comes to somebody who's actually putting butts in seats. That's just my opinion, James. I don't know how you feel about Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, he's just a stooge. I mean, he's, I appreciate his work for BT and all that, but I mean, you're pretty much the slacky for the Bucks. You're carrying their bags. I mean, you just got on Dynamite the other week. When's the next time you're going to be on there? Hell if I know, just recording. That's it.
Yeah. And they made the whole BTE segment, by the way. If you watch BTE this week, I actually catched it. I've been skipping it because it's been very lackluster, very boring. It's not what it used to be. So I've been skipping it. But this week I caught it, and it was all about Brandon Cutler, and it says no longer a stooge. So
yeah, they're just doing their little shots. I mean, of all things, even Deadspin posting this. I'm like, really? Of all people?
Positively the tracksuit talking. Yeah. It's just wild, man. Like some of these people that are talking about CM Punk have no business talking about CM Punk when you're not doing the numbers that CM Punk is doing. It's
Yeah.
wild, dude.
I mean, I get it. He was in the room when the whole thing happened, but I mean,
Cutler, elite camera guy, driver. No, actually, Cutler was not in the room. Cutler wasn't in that.
he was
in that
somewhere. He was
situation.
nearby. That I
I don't
know
think
of.
he was. I don't think he had anything to do with that situation. I'm pretty sure he
Remember,
wasn't even there.
I could have sworn he was in there because I know they were doing the suspensions and his name got brought up and he was cleared.
That was after the fact, though. Like, not what happened in the actual room, I think. Because it was literally only the elite, CM Punk. What's the dude that got fired? I forget his name.
Yeah.
The dude that bit Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Either way, man. It's just crazy. Positively, he said, Mama said alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Oh, man. Love me some Waterboy, man. Woo, 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 Waterboy. That's some old school. You ever seen that movie, James?
Yeah, I've seen that.
A Steel. Okay, everybody's popping in the chat saying
okay,
A Steel.
A
Positively
Steel.
E. Matthew Lopez. I appreciate you guys. So, yeah, dude, it's wild. So Wembley Stadium. We know that CM Punk's coming back. What do you think about Wembley?
Dude, it's an iconic arena.
Here's the graphic, by the way.
Yeah. Which, hey, bravo to them. I mean, this is going to be of course, this is going to be their biggest show. Everything's got to be flawless. You know, you got, what we're in April, so you got time, of course. I want to see what the build is going to be like, with All In, and you got All Out after that.
And it doesn't say this is a pay-per-view or a Dynamite. This is on a Sunday. So
it has
could
to
it be anything to do with that Max streaming? Like I'm pretty excited about Max and Discovery. I know a lot of people are talking crap about Discovery, but check it out, man. I'm a Shark Week guy. I love me some Shark Week. And now I don't have to pay for Discovery Plus to get it. I can just get it on my Max, so I'm pretty happy about that. I hope that this turns into some sort of streaming service for AEW.
Well, we'll find out in Max is debuting in May, I think. Somewhere in May, from what I heard. May to summer. Somewhere.
What's great is I'm grandfathered into my price too, if you go and read the fine print. So that's great. I will get my HD, I'll get all that stuff all for $16. No ads too. So that's awesome. Positively E says A Still should be in Punk in Punk's rider. Ace still got that dog in him. he got a little bit of dog in him. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Look, I'm excited for Wembley, dude. I'm excited that they're posting people like Sting. Bryan Danielson's on the flyer. You got Jade Cargill, which is a major women's star in the division for them. We've had a lot of negative comments to say about her, but I've got nothing negative to say about her today. I hope, dude, Stokely. We need to have him on this flyer because Stokely this week, man, I freaking love Stokely.
Oh, yeah.
He is one of my favorite things on AEW programming.
To this day, the minute they released him from NXT, I'm like, you guys got to pick him up. You have to pick him up. And they did right away.
It's
very
so
smart
good,
decision. Yeah.
But look who's front and center on this flyer right here. You got Jericho, Kenny Omega, and MJF. Why is Jericho just front and center every single time? I would replace Jericho with Sting, maybe.
Yeah.
Or Bryan Danielson. I'm just saying. Maybe put Jericho's picture up in the back. I don't. Yeah. And that's not just me hating Jericho. I'm just saying, like, these people, I feel like more people tune in to see them.
I mean, and Sting is a big attraction. I mean, this is his last year. So, I mean.
Is it his last year?
That's what I've heard. He even talked about it on this past Dynamite. Like, Stinger's not going to be here for, long. He's going to be in there in the folds. You got to put all the, superstars in there, even the women that are from London. Saraya, Saraya's going to be there. Pac, you got to get everybody. And, I don't know if they've announced anything. Is this all AEW? Is it going to be somebody from New Japan brought in? I'm wondering how they're going to do all this, but this is going to be a stacked show. And I'm curious is this going to be a 4-hour program? What is this going to be? I would think this is going to be pay-per-view.
I don't know. I don't think it is, dude. I think it's going to be a streaming thing, a streaming special. So you have,
or like an exclusive, some sort of exclusive, like WWE would
I think it's gonna be their way of getting HBO Max some subscriptions
Test the market. Hey,
Yep,
see how
test
this
the market
does.
to see how that streaming does. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely think that this is going to be one of those specials that are just a streaming. If you have the app, then you're good to go. I don't think they're going to charge you for a pay-per-view. They haven't said anything like that. Everything Pro Wrestling says starts barking uncontrollably. Positively, he said Kurt Angle versus Shibata for the pure title, please. Kurt Angle's done, bro. Kurt Angle, he just doesn't have anything left in him anymore, man. That poor guy can hardly walk. Stokely's social media game is only bested by Sheeta's pole dancing. He also put Sting told Muda it might be it after their Noah's trio match. Muda was like, "No, you still young." We'll see, man. Matthew Lopez, what is that? Danza listed for their international fans. It will start at 2 p.m. Eastern, 4 hours.
Yeah, I think we looked into that.
Damn, so that's like 11 a.m. for us, huh? But it's on a Sunday. I can watch it.
Let's see, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Would that be for us, U.S.?
It would,
yeah. I think
yes, Eastern time is U.S. So 2 p.m. For them. That's not too bad for East Coast, but for us, it's 11 a.m.
Yeah, because I think they're 10-hour difference from us, just about. So.
Oh yeah. From the U.S. you mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it's like 10 or 9 a.m. something like that.
And 4 hours long, he says. So that's I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like pay-per-view. I would think.
You say you barking like Titus O'Neil, CJ? Ura. Yeah. Man, so I'm excited, man. There's a lot of stuff in store for AEW. I'm really excited for them. I think this is a step in the right direction. I have nothing negative to say about this, man, other than, we got to have a game changer sell some tickets to Wembley, right? You got to have CM Punk. I wouldn't even be – look, I'm not a Goldberg fan, but I'm not opposed to them getting Goldberg just for this event. Maybe not, saying that he's all elite and giving him a graphic or anything, but – Goldberg versus Wardlow would probably put some butts in seats. Just saying.
I mean, don't ever count it out. I'm not a fan of Goldberg. I mean,
but there's a market for it. There's a market, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's bound to be a number of surprises at this show. So
yeah, absolutely, man.
You got to put the hometown heroes there. That's and I know there's been hit and misses of other companies not doing that. This is the one time you need to do it,
guys. We have exciting news, and we need your help as much as possible. We got a new sponsor, and we're going to be talking about them right as soon as we come back right here on the Pro Wrestling Shoot. All right, we're just going to do this live, man. This is our first read for Caldera Labs. Exciting news. We have a new sponsor for our show today, Caldera Labs. Say goodbye to the generic face wash on your counter because Caldera Lab here to save the day. When it comes to your skin, backed by leading clinical trial, where 9 out of 10 men experienced healthier and visible improved skin, Caldera Lab has the tools to unlock your best first impression and confidence. Today, we have an exclusive offer for our audience so you can try for yourself why so many men trust Caldera Lab for their skincare needs. Use our promo code SHOOT, that's SHOOT, SHOOT, at calderalab.com for 20% off of their best products. James, we've had this for about 2-3 weeks now, right? We've had their products sitting on our shelves for about 2 or 3 weeks now. I've been using them. If you know me personally, I'm all about hygiene, man. I'm just a hygiene nut. Mm-hmm. I have to smell good all the time. I have to be clean shaven. And that's a shout out to Manscaped. I got to be clean shaven. I got to have smooth skin, man. I've been using their products, and dude, my face feels amazing.
You feel much younger, just less wrinkles.
Yeah, yes, dude. They have some really good products, and they're not cheap. If you go and check out their website, it is absolutely amazing what you can find on their website. I'm enjoying their products so far. I think you guys would too if you guys are about that smooth skin. If you got ladies, trust me, they'll appreciate it. And if you're getting old like me, man, I'm getting old. It'll take them wrinkles away, dude. It's a good feeling to have smooth skin and better, healthier looking skin. So, yeah, man, Caldera Lab creates high performance men's skin care products by combining pharmaceutical grade science along with nature's purest and most potent ingredients. Kicking off their stellar skincare selection, we have the Regmen bundle, a twice-a-day routine to transform your skin. Inside this bundle, you'll find the Clean Slate, the Base Layer, and the Good. So the Good is what I've been using a lot. The Base Layer is kind of like that morning cream. The Clean Slate, I think that is the no, it's not. That's something else. The Clean Slate is also another good thing to use, kind of midday is what I would use it for. So it says the Clean Slate is where you start your day. I like to use it midday, but it's where you start your day. It's a balancing cleanser that uses gentle plant-based cleansing, leaving all skin types exceptionally refreshed. The Base Layer is a nutrient-dense fortifying moisturizer that hydrates your skin and absorbs fast, leaving you with a matte finish so you can start your day confidently. So the Base Layer is really good, man. I also use that midday as well. I like that. So the Good is your go-to at night before bed, and a clinically proven multifunctional serum that helps your skin look tighter and smoother, as well as helps reduce visibly of wrinkles and fine lines. So that's helping a lot for me, man. My wife has definitely complimented how much younger I look over the past 3 weeks. She said, man, normally these serums, they take about a couple months to start working, but I can see a difference in your face already. So definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 recommendation.
Yeah. As you age, you might notice more fine lines, wrinkles, and signs of aging. This is the opposite of what every guy wants, and the more you neglect your skin, the more visible this could become over time. It's time to take control of your skin with these easy steps. Ready to take your skin to the next level with Caldera Lab? Look no further than the Icon. So the Icon is actually for your eyes. Before I start reading this, it's amazing. So you rub it on that like sensitive skin on your eyes and everything. It works wonders, dude. It's awesome. Takes away those wrinkles, you know what I mean? From you got the bags under your eyes and all that stuff. It works really good. So it says the rejuvenating eye serum is here to address the 3 most common skin concerns around the eye: fine lines, dark circles, and puffiness. Committed to transparency, sustainability, and excellence, Caldera Lab is on a mission to better men's skincare around the world, priding itself on clean ingredients and doing right by their customers and the planet we live in. Caldera Lab is a certified B corporation as well as member of the 1% for the planet. Through uncompromising craftsmanship, exceptional ingredients, and rigorous transparency, Caldera Lab is here to upgrade your skin and confidence. So use that 20% off with our code SHOOT at calderalab.com. That's 20% off at calderalab.com by using our code SHOOT. Unlock your youthful glow and be ready for summer with Caldera Lab. Also, guys, we are sponsored by manscaped.com. You go to manscaped.com and use that promo code PWSHOOT to save 20% off plus free shipping. That's 20% off, guys. Plus free shipping. You can't beat that. Manscaped has the best grooming stuff in the game. Go and check them out, man. So, yeah, new sponsor, guys. Help us out with this new sponsor. Show some love. Go take care of your skin, man. Use that promo code SHOOT over at Caldera Lab. I'm loving it so far, man. I'm loving it. So
you'll notice the difference easily.
Yeah, dude, it's great. It's a great product, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody. Even when they're not sending me stuff, I'm gonna go back and buy some stuff because it actually works. Normally, I don't buy in to the face creams and the face washes and stuff like that. It's good, man. It's a good product. I definitely recommend it. And if you guys go and use our promo code, it'll show them that our crowd is showing love to them. They'll stick around. So help us out. Go use our code. Go check out what they got, man. Give it a try for yourself. Don't take our word for it. But it's out there, man. And also use that promo code PWShoot at manscaped.com, man. That helps these sponsors stick around. It's a good time. James, Who do you think's running creative in WWE?
Well, according to Nick Khan, it's H, but you expect me to believe that?
What are the reports saying so far, James? I know that you are on top of all of this when it comes to WWE.
I mean, obviously, Vince was backstage after the was it Raw after Mania? You can tell it was highly of Vince riddled, if you will. Complete changes at
It
the
was
last
terrible.
minute.
It's had a lot of people get angry. Becky Lynch is changing her name to Rebecca Quinn on social media.
It was all for
You got a lot of stuff happening.
It's kind of weird. I haven't
Drew
seen
McIntyre blacked out.
Yeah, him blacked out. Seth supposedly walking out on the show. Of course, we found out what Becky was doing. I guess they're teasing with Trish, I guess, but it's still kind of concerning. Of this is all happening.
It's weird, man. It's weird. So apparently the draft is coming up, right? 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks,
next Friday.
Okay, yes, 2 weeks. Give or take. 2 weeks, draft is coming. Apparently, this is the start of the Triple H regime, and this is the start of his vision, if you will. Right? I don't buy this crap for a second, dude. After you screwed my boy Cody Rhodes over at WrestleMania, I don't buy this for a second. I cannot. I don't know. I cannot get with any of that. I just can't. I can't give him my trust anymore, James. You know what I mean? Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I've been shamed on me multiple times. It's more than twice. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm done here, man. I'm more excited for what AEW has going on than to stick around and see what Triple H has going on. Because Triple H had, 8 months? You had 8 months, dude. Mm-hmm. You had 8 months to show us what was going on. You didn't do nothing with Johnny. You didn't do nothing with Scarlett and her man that grew hair out of nowhere. You didn't do nothing with Bray Wyatt. You dropped the ball with Bray.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. We still haven't seen Bray Wyatt on TV.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I know there was I can't recall who reported it with the whole draft thing. I know Fox has reported that they don't want certain people. I don't know how legitimate it is. They don't want Hit Row on SmackDown, which I'm not surprised.
How much longer do they have with this contract with Fox? I hope they get out of this immediately.
I had to double check that one.
I feel like Monday night needs to be good wrestling again.
I know they don't. Supposedly Fox doesn't want Ronda Rousey. I'm not sure about that one. I know Karrion Kross and Scarlett, they don't want him there. Hit Row. Not sure. I think they're still being deprived. They want Roman.
So they just want everybody that is a top draw in WWE pretty much and leave the crumbs for Monday Night Raw.
Their contract is let's see. So it started in 2019. It was 5 years. So that would be 2020. So about another year.
Okay, so they're due for negotiations, and with the sale of WWE,
all 2024.
So with the sale of WWE now being investigated, it's very interesting. They're trying to see if there was any foul play in the WWE side of things when it comes to this sale, because it is a little fishy, right? Like you're selling for more than what you're worth. It's a big sale. It's a big merger. So Vince McMahon is making an awful lot of money. When it comes down to it, Nick Khan is making awful lot of money. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H are making an awful lot of money when it comes to this sale. And with Vince McMahon now sticking around, I don't really know what to say about WWE. Cody Rhodes is now going to movies. It's being rumored that Cody Rhodes is going to be doing movies and all this other stuff. Was this offered to Cody Rhodes in replacement to his WWE title run? And if so, do you think that he would actually trade for that, for legacy over a movie career?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it just seems weird.
Look, and I've seen the clips of when Dusty went after title, he lost, and he wants to do that whole thing of start from the bottom and work my way up. Will he get the title? I mean,
well, maybe this was Cody's idea from the beginning. Who knows? But honestly, it's disappointing because at the same time, like I said about WrestleMania when we did that stream, you had the chance to turn Cody Rhodes into the biggest baby face that you have seen since John Cena, that is actually cheered, not halfway cheered and booed, let's go Cena, Cena sucks type thing. No, this is everybody over with Cody Rhodes. Are the fans going to still feel that way in a year? Because I don't think they are.
Yeah, I mean, will it be a big deal that he wins the title? Well, of course, but you kind of had it, you pulled the trigger when Daniel Bryan was there.
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston, you pulled the trigger with him, and you had Cody go there and lose. Now, I don't know. Supposedly it was already noted that this was already in ink months ago that, Roman's retaining. And it's kind of interesting, the 1,000-day reign for Roman.
I don't believe that for a second either, though. That it was in ink a month ago. Whoever's saying that, they're probably
it was like
feeding
months
everybody full
ago.
of crap.
And then I don't know. And then the Saudi Arabia show was kind of interesting to me. First, it was, it was what was it, Queen of the Ring or King of the Ring, whatever it was. Now they changed it to Night of Champions, and that's where Roman would get 1,000 reigns.
So that's weird too. Yes,
so I don't know.
Queen of the Ring, right? That's what we were going to get in Saudi. Now we're getting Clash of the Champions.
And now Roman,
or Night of Champions, whatever they call it now.
And that's when he would get his 1,000 days of being champion.
Yeah.
And it's interesting with the draft, because now I'm hearing that there's going to be 2 belts and Roman's going big gold. And I don't know if that's supposedly there's going to be another world title. I don't know what they're doing with this.
So that's the thing too. If you take a title off of Roman and then you have Cody become champion, does it mean anything at that point?
It's the same thing with so next Friday you have the Usos having the rematch against Kevin and Sami for the belts. I mean, are they going to re-win the belts?
They could, because we already know that
Kevin and Sami, they're not going to Saudi. So
no, they're not. Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. Like, what's the, you just had the WrestleMania moment. Hey, let's push it back. I don't know.
WWE's a trip, bro. WWE is a trip right now. It is interesting. Like, I have more interest in what's going on behind the scenes with WWE than I do actually watching their programming. And that says a lot. There's so much crap going on behind the scenes with the sale, with the whole thing with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, the whole thing with Triple H taking over creative or Vince McMahon taking back creative. That's more interesting to me. I feel like that should be on their show, because what they're producing every single week is absolute garbage.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Thankfully, I watch a condensed version in highlights, and it looks a lot better. Like, if you watch it in highlights, I feel like you can consume WWE a lot more refreshing that way. You know what I mean? As Steve Kelly says, Manscaped looks good. I have not tried it yet. Oh, you got to try it, man. Use that code PW Shoot. It's good, man. You'll love it. You can use it for a lot of things, man, and their hygiene products are incredible as well. Everything Pro Wrestling says, this draft stuff means nothing if they are mixing. Well, I can argue the same thing about. Well, I guess it's different for AEW doing a draft. I don't like a draft in general. I just don't like it. Because if you're promising one show this person, I feel like you need to get rid of the draft, right? Because you're dooming one of your shows. If Fox is going to come over here and demand these people are not going to be on my show, but these people are, now you're hurting Raw. So why not say there is no draft, and you will get all these people on every show? You know what I mean?
Not a guarantee like, oh, this person's going to be here. I mean, but that's what they're saying for Collision, that it's going to be, this person will be here and there on Dynamite, here and there on Collision. So, and we're not sure. First I heard it's a soft split, and then they're saying it's hard.
But what does that even mean, though? A soft split to your roster? Like, what does that mean?
Maybe, I don't know, someone exclusive for a few weeks, and then they're going to transition over. I'm not even sure.
It's a very confusing
that's
thing.
what WWE says, that, we're doing a hard roster split. Well, that doesn't last that long.
No.
They keep saying that, then they introduce their little mini roles. It's all over the place.
So it says it wouldn't shock me if Fox isn't trying to get Cody on Friday nights. No, it wouldn't shock me either, man. Fox is, and he says WWE is one big acid trip. Matthew Lopez, it's fact. Positively, Gunther has been killing it. Gunther's great, man.
Yeah,
I love watching Gunther.
It's my concern, and I hope Vince doesn't, whatever. I know Vince was not very high on him.
It's because Vince is running the show, pal.
Just like there was that came out that they were going to push Dominic to go to NXT first. Well, obviously it's working for him now. So I don't know, just behind the
Dominic's
scenes
killing
stuff.
it too, man. I really enjoy everything that
He's
Dominic
he's
does.
very been approved. Just see how this goes. I'm like I said, the Saudis show it's going to be very interesting, and they're gonna go with what the prince wants. So
Yeah. Well, they're also talking about having the third hour of Raw be a little more violent or a little more edgy. Didn't they do this when they like blacked out Raw for a little while? They like
I
blacked out the
remember.
crowd, and then
Yeah,
they
it
did
was
they did
WWE
that stupid
Underground
that
with
underground crap.
Shane. Yeah, where did that go?
It's
They were just doing like a just
this is why you just
like
can't
this,
you can't trust this company, bro.
no.
You just
How
can't.
did that? No, it's like we're doing edgier content. You had women like pretty much, I guess a little skimpy, but not. It wasn't that great. Like I wasn't tuned in to watch WWE Underground, especially with
Yeah.
Shane hosting it. I mean,
I'm
how long
telling
did that
you,
last?
look, this is why I said to put an AEW programming up against a Monday Night Raw. Put it on Monday. I'm telling you, do that AEW Collision on Monday and make it an A show. I guarantee when they got
Monday,
something
Wednesday, Friday, it would work.
No, just listen. So when they're on there on Monday, right? You're watching a crappy segment with, Johnny Gargano or whoever that you just want to change the channel. Now you have that option. They change the channel. Let's see what Dynamite's doing, or let's see what Collision's doing. Changes it to Collision. You have the chance that they stick on that show because something better is going on. And, I don't want to change the channel now. Like something good is going on over here. What's the main event over here? Titus versus, you know what I mean?
I mean, think about it. I mean, when they announced that they were doing Wednesday night Dynamites, what did NXT do? Oh, well, we're moving to Wednesdays. And how did that go? Well, obviously NXT got switched over to Tuesdays, but they took the chance. Why not?
That's what I mean, dude. I feel like AEW should counter program them. Do it, man.
Counter
program
did it.
Go up against them on Monday
for so long. Why not? What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, they have an additional hour. Okay.
You know what would be perfect for AEW is if they went up against WWE in the last 2 hours on Monday Night Raw. Not the first two, because the first hour of Raw is usually the best hour of Raw, and that's when most people tune into Raw. Go against them in the last two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because once Raw starts getting boring, that's when they're going to change the channel. That's what I would do. That's just...
I mean, look, that's what they did with NXT. They extended for, another half hour? I believe that's what it was at the time, and why not take the chance with it? That's what they did with Rampage of let's do it right after SmackDown or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
I would be in favor. I would be more in favor of a Monday than a Saturday.
Because if Rampage went up against SmackDown right now, the SmackDown is doing the 2.3 rating. So SmackDown would demolish Rampage. Absolutely demolish them. But if you put a show against Raw, which is not doing that great, they're doing 1.3, right? Excuse me, 1.3, 1.4 at times. They're not doing big numbers.
Yes,
and Dynamite has gotten those ratings before, or at least close to them. So I feel like put Collision up against Raw, dude. Put them in the last 2 hours of Raw.
Yeah,
that's what I would suggest.
Raw had 1.8 viewers, 1.8 million viewers. With
this last week?
Yes, this recent.
That's incredible.
And this has been considering that's not
still
bad.
Not far. That's still not far off from what Dynamite's doing, though. That's not an impossible reach for Dynamite to get. Is what I'm saying.
No, and you're gonna, and I know it's gonna bite them in the ass for Saturdays, in my opinion, with the whole scheduling conflict with sports. I mean, that's what Raw did, but guess what? They have to, they did some things that worked in their benefits.
Absolutely,
competing with Monday Night Football or college football. I mean, Raw's already competing with NBA and NHL playoffs, so why not do a Monday?
Look, Conrad Cushman over at Everything Pro Wrestling, guys, he has beat the subjects down, so to speak, on his show Clash of the Podcast with his co-host Sean Hubbard from Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. They're 6:05 on Mondays. Go and check them out, and every Wednesday right after Dynamite. But we're going to give a shout out to Conrad and go and check his podcast out, guys. We'll be right back right here on the Pro Wrestling Shoot.
Pro Wrestling Shoot listeners, this is Conrad Cushman from Everything Pro Wrestling, here to let you know that Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And every Monday, we are live on YouTube with our classic show, Clash of the Podcast, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to myself and my tag team partner, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, talk all the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Also on our YouTube channel, live every Wednesday following AEW Dynamite, myself and Derek bring you the live post-show coverage. Make sure you guys are tuned in to check us out. And did I mention we are also on audio platforms like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Now, let's get back to listening to the guys of the Pro Wrestling Shoot.
All right, we're back right here on the show, guys. Go check them out, support them. I forgot to show off this. If you guys are watching on the video, got me a little souvenir over in California. You got to love those swap meets, dude. Rey Mysterio mask for those listening on the audio platforms. I know you guys ain't got time to watch the video on the live stream, but you always check out the audio. I'm showing off a Rey Mysterio mask. It's pretty cool, man. I dig it. What do you think, James?
Oh yeah, they're always they're always cool to grab. But like, yeah, I got my dad, like, you know, obviously they have those marked up ones like Raiders, Dodgers, 49ers, whatever.
I'm not even sure whose mask this is. I think this is Penta's original, right? I could be wrong about this. Somebody in the chat correct me. I just seen it. I thought it looked cool. I wanted it. I got Penta's current day mask in my display back here. You can't even see it.
He has a logo on the side. I'm not sure whose that is. It looks familiar. Sure. It looks familiar. I just don't know.
It reminds me of El Generico with the flaps. Right.
That's what I was gonna say,
but it's not El.
It's not his.
No. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I could be wrong. Maybe it is El Generico's. But yeah, fun little thing that I picked up in California. James, did you ship off the T-shirt yet to our winner of last week?
So Steve, I've been a little busy, but I will ship it off this week. I got
right,
caught
Steve,
off guard.
It reminded myself. So this is the shirt you're getting, Steve. When you do get it, it came straight from WrestleMania, man.
My apologies. Like I said, I had some things I had to take care of, and then
we were
extremely busy. So, like I said, I apologize. It's sitting right there. I'll make sure it's all cleaned up. I'll double wash. No, but it's in good hands. So I promise.
Tomorrow night on Dynamite, man, we got some interesting lineups going on. I'm excited for Dynamite. You got Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow again.
I would hope. Yeah, for the title. I'm
over this match.
I'm
over it.
I would think Hobbs.
Is this our main event? I think it is. It's our main event.
I would think that. I don't know. It's either that or Jay White. It's one of the two. I mean, I know his thing is a huge deal.
Yeah, Jay White versus Commander is going to be a freaking absolute banger. Yeah. I'm not that big on Jay White. I'm not that big of a fan of Jay White, but I'm a huge fan of Commander. I really enjoy Commander. I'm glad that he's showing up in All Elite Wrestling nowadays. This match right here is what's got me.
Yeah, it's either he's going to be All Elite or maybe go to Ring of Honor. I'm not sure. He's been showcased, and and I know I know there's a certain fans are like, oh, well, this is just acrobatic stuff, walking across the ropes. Hey, it's different. I've never seen anybody do this.
That's because you got to watch that Lucha Libre, James. That's my favorite type of wrestling.
Yeah. So I mean,
that Lucha Libre.
Yeah,
dude. Commander is absolutely incredible.
Of course, he's going to do very well. Jay's going to get the W there.
Yeah.
Hobbs, Wardlow. I would think Hobbs is going to get the W. We've already seen it before, and Wardlow's going to focus on something else. Like I said, I would hint he's got to go away, have Hobbs feud with somebody else at this point. I don't know. Hobbs has been doing much better in a long time. Him and surprisingly for me, maybe it's different for you, but the whole stuff with QT Marshall, it's been a little better than I expected.
You know what? As much crap as I give QT Marshall, I'm loving the QTV stuff. It's hilarious to me, how they produce it. So if you guys, everybody that listens to our audio podcast, they listen to this on audio, they don't watch it on the video. I was saying this in the private chat earlier. I have a vision for what I want this podcast to be. We used to do a bunch of skits. We had the Trill Talk. We had the Shoot Report. We had a lot of fun stuff that we did. on the podcast that made it funny and interactive and controversial. And I loved that. And I'm going to figure out a way to do this via video. If anybody knows how to do cartoon animation, I'm just going to throw it out there. Hit me up at tpwspodcast@gmail.com. If you know how to do cartoon animation and you want to be brought aboard on the pro wrestling shoot, I will welcome you with open arms, man. I have a vision that I want to do a couple of skits on the podcast live, just like we used to do. And that's, I don't know, that's just my vision for the show. If I had the resources to do this show would be tremendous. When it comes to visual, you would not just be watching a podcast, you would be watching a straight up wrestling show, the way that I envision this show to do. But unfortunately, I don't have the resources for that right now. We're just doing this on a StreamYard base, doing it on YouTube and then uploading it to our audio platforms now. It just seemed like the easier way to do things for now. Before, we used to record each segment. We had 3 different recording days, and I had off time to where I could record skits and movie, like cinema type stuff. Like, that's what we were into. And if you go back and listen to old episodes of our podcast, you will hear the cinema. Conrad joined us on that journey a lot. We did an award ceremony that was very cinema. And it was a lot of fun, man. Go listen to the old audio episodes and you'll see what I'm talking about. I want to put that on the screen that people would get tuned in. Yeah, it's a vision that I have right now, man. But going back to Dynamite, you're going to hear from the Elite. They're going to be announcing that CM Punk is returning to All Elite Wrestling tomorrow night. So tune in for that. They're going to publicly apologize to CM Punk for being children and for making CM Punk older.
We hear certain superstars gaslighting.
Tremendous. It's going to be off the chain. So I'm interested to see what we'll hear from the Elite. I'm assuming this is going to be some lame ass backstage segment because you never really have these guys coming out to the ring and talking. Mm-hmm. First of all, the Young Bucks can't cut a promo to save their life anyway. Kenny Omega is okay at talking, but it is what it is, man. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange, and Jake Hager.
With the stipulation on the line too.
This makes what's his name? It makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard. Sports entertainers, dude. I love those guys. It sucks that they're paired up with Jericho. It really does. But the Acclaimed to Daddy Ass versus Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange and Jake Hager. Fun little trios match. Should be fun. I'm excited to hear what the Acclaimed have in their rap coming out. I expected something last week, and they didn't. They disappointed. They didn't. I don't know if Tony Khan put like a button on it. Was like, hey, don't mention anything that's going on in WWE or anything like that, or Cody Rhodes, even though Sting mentioned Cody Rhodes last week. Last week's Dynamite was really lame. I'm just going to go out and say it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think that last week's Dynamite was very good. I don't know how you felt, but very mediocre. It's a rare thing, though, with Dynamite, so it's not like they had a couple banger matches, of course.
I'm curious how this is going to go with the JS versus Acclaim with the stipulation of, if JS wins, the Acclaim has to work with JS.
Interesting. I didn't even hear that part. So did they announce that last week?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
They tagged up.
I was watching in my hotel room.
They tagged up, I think, what was it, on Dynamite, and they, they were what's it, Cool Hand, Daddy Magic and Cool Hands were going to do the scissor me stuff, and then Acclaimed told them, no, this is how you do it the right way, and then they got offended by the whole thing. So
they got offended. That's great.
So I don't know. Could I see them joining JS? I mean, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see, man. We'll hear from FTR, AEW World Tag Team Champions. I'm excited to hear from this. This should be interesting. To hear what these guys have to say.
Yeah, I'm curious of what there's so many matches you can do for All In easily. I'm curious when
Dude,
they're gonna.
you got everything though, like leading up to All In. You have Double or Nothing right around the corner. You have Forbidden Door. You have a lot of setup right here to that Wembley show.
Yeah,
so,
I'm curious where the blood and gut. My thing is, where do you put the blood and guts? Do you hold that off all the way to Wembley?
Show. That's what I'm saying. So
do you do it for Double or Nothing? Do you do something soft? I don't know. And then how are you going to do Collision? Are they going to put all of it into one show for pay-per-view wise? Is it going to be split? I don't know.
We're also going to get Chris Jericho confronts Adam Cole face to face. So if this is going to be a rivalry going forward, man, let's just end this at Double or Nothing and call it good. Let's not carry this out for weeks at a time, months at a time. It's kind of weird. Years at a time.
Keith Lee getting involved with Jericho. Yes, I noticed a little shot at WWE when they were going to put Adam Cole as a manager with
I was going to say, funny fact, Adam Cole left WWE because he was going to be a manager for Keith Lee over in WWE.
Bearcat Keith Lee, let's get that correct.
And yet now here he is as sort of a manager to Keith Lee in this segment that we seen last week. I don't know if that was just AEW taking a shot at that or what. Hopefully that's not permanent.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. And you picture in Keith Lee, but last we saw him, he was feuding with Swerve. Now they're doing a whole. It's weird. I know they're repackaging some things, and things aren't going well with Swerve.
Yeah,
with this person injured.
Interesting, man. I'm assuming.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, that's all I have. I guess one more. Like I said, I'm curious what they're going to do with MJF and the whole 4 pillars. He's going to be facing all 3 of them. Are they doing singles? I'm wondering how they're going with this whole thing. And
we've never gotten a fatal 4-way match for the title yet. So.
And like you said, they're probably going to end that feud with Cole and Jericho. I mean, if that's if the direction is going to be Punk and Jericho, I would assume it's going to be very shortly soon instead of like a 6-month program. You know how Jericho drags it on.
So Adam Cole and CM Punk are also on very good terms. CM Punk loves Adam Cole. Adam Cole loves CM Punk. So,
yeah, I've heard Starks is very cool with him. So, I mean, I'm curious how this is going to go. Eventually, we're going to get this meeting down the road of FTR, Punk, the Elite. Eventually. I know they're trying to push away Kenny to do his own singles run thing. Let's see how this goes, and let's just hope there's no big issues with this.
Matthew Lopez says the 6th man between JAS versus the Acclaim has a stipulation if JAS wins. The Acclaim must join JAS for tomorrow all the way to Double or Nothing. That's crazy. Steve Kelly says it's okay, brother. I'm assuming on that shirt that you haven't shipped out. Lacote, welcome to the chat. Says bring back Punk. Yeah, we're Team Punk over here too, man. Positively eat. Well, at least I am. James really hasn't put his stamp on that. James, are you Team Punk? You want Punk back?
I mean, I'm glad he's back. I guess I would just look. I like Punk. Don't get me wrong. I think I was just tired of just seeing the name every effing week. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a big damn deal. I mean, Brett was in the news for years and years.
He had the best matches in AEW so far. Come on, like all of his matches have been so fun to watch.
I'm just like, this happened to you, and there was issues, and then it's funny because as us fans, even you were like that, myself, like once Punk left WWE, everyone's like, screw CM Punk, he's the worst thing. Then he comes back and we change our mindsets and it was a big deal. Don't get me wrong, he's a damn big draw. I've seen him numerous of times and he is a big damn deal. So, I mean, his name being up there, he's huge, and I'm glad things worked out. I mean, I'm just hoping let's get a resolution. We need this match. And, as much as I don't agree with Kevin Nash, like he said, whether you have egos in the company, you have to grab, that controversialness and do it. You have to put your egos aside.
Positively, he says, I don't think they can hang a cage off of Wembley. Nope. No, so Blood and Guts will definitely not be taking place there. What if Punk / Spears and FTR really jumped the Elite? I
mean, Spears was just on TV.
Interesting.
But I don't know about Spears.
Now you got Conrad commenting. Conrad has entered back into the chat. That ain't Punk's fault. Yo, you ain't going to win this conversation with Conrad. Go ahead and make that argument again, James.
Look, I just want everyone just to get on the damn same level. Just Be man about this shit.
I can get behind that, okay? Because when it comes down to this whole situation, I've never taken like this was this guy's fault. They all acted completely unprofessional. The Elite are EVPs. CM Punk is your top draw. CM Punk also told them, if you have a problem, come to my locker room. It just sucks that the Elite chose the one time that he was pissed off to go into their locker room, and you know what I mean? And I'm sure it wasn't in the nicest of ways entering into the locker room either, even though they claim that it was. Who knows? Positively E says, all except that Bobby Fish match. Bobby Fish match with CM Punk was hot garbage. Yeah. Where's the lie, Bobby? Where's the lie? Everything Pro Wrestling says, shake my head. Positively E says, I never turned on Punk. It was easy to see WWE was wrong. Stevie Wonder could see that. Yeah, WWE was wrong with everything that they asked of Punk. But Punk was very entitled to in the WWE as well. He was just one of those guys that thought he was just the best. He literally thought he was the best in the world. You know what I mean? Like he was better than any top draw there. And I would beg to differ. At the time, I've always liked CM Punk since ROH. I don't think Punk peaked until he dropped that pipe bomb.
The pipe bomb, and then, the whole thing of running away with the title, and then it kind of slandered back down to earth.
Yeah.
He brought him back the following night.
I think Punk showed his true character when he did the pipe bomb. I love the stuff that he did with the Straight Edge Society. So that was when I was like, all right, now I'm digging this. Like, Punk is like showing me that this guy can act. He can do it all. Like, that was a CM Punk that I really enjoyed. The pipe bomb happened, and I was like, all right, now we're on board. You know what I mean? Like because for me to fully be invested into a wrestler, I've always said this, man, you got to have the full package. I can't just I'm not going to say that you're one of the best in the world when you can't entertain me on the mic as well. Right. So that's just how I am. Like, I love watching Kenny Omega wrestle. Mm-hmm. One of the best wrestling matches you'll probably see. But do I think that he's one of the best in the world? He can't cut a promo to save his life. MJF, on the other hand, can cut a promo, and he can wrestle old school, which I love the old school wrestling. MJF's getting up there for me, man. Like, I'm really enjoying MJF, but that's just, I don't know. That's all opinionate, like it's opinion based. Like, that's my opinion. I'm not taking anybody's fandom away from any one wrestler, right? Like, CM Punk is great. I loved him in AEW. I thought that the stuff that he did in AEW was probably the best stuff that I've seen him do ever. Yeah. So that dog collar match with MJF was just absolutely tremendous.
Gold.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So I love it. I would actually probably put it up there with my favorite AEW match, just because it had a lot of storytelling involved in it. I loved it. So everything Pro Wrestling says, I'm just saying Punk ain't writing the stories. You're right. You're absolutely right there. They effed around and found out going into that locker room. He's talking about the Elite. So Conrad is just one-sided right here. He's not on the Elite side one bit. He's just he's just all Punk right here. I think everybody effed up. If you want to know my opinion, everybody acted unprofessional. Everybody did things that they shouldn't have done. Everybody was in the wrong in this. But it doesn't mean that we stop business and stop making money because of it.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, that's business. That's business laying on the table. You need to grab it.
If you think that everybody in WWE's locker room is on board with each other, you're wrong.
You're wrong. There's always going to be this one.
There
person.
is so much drama in WWE's in every locker room.
We've seen it in the ring. We've seen in the ring people throwing actual shots.
Like, you think Brock Lesnar wants to work with everybody? I think he proved that when he didn't want to work with Bray Wyatt. I'm just saying, man.
Done it. I mean, Charlotte's done it a number of times. I mean, she's still going off about it. We should have been the main event of Mania. That's all.
That's what I'm saying, dude. When you get egos clashing, dude, everybody's going to be doing this. It is what it is.
You got to tell what your worth is. I mean, look, Punk was vouching for Sasha, and then hey, you got to say what your worth is.
Yeah. Well, look, Sasha, I don't know if you guys are enjoying that stuff she's doing in New Japan, but that stuff is hot garbage. I don't care what anybody's like. That girl needs to stay off the mic. Just get in the ring, man. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I know that's gonna hit people the wrong way, but not enjoying anything that Sasha's doing. But I'm just saying, What's going on in the locker rooms is happened for years. They're all wrestlers. They're all carnies. They're all marks for
Rollins
themselves.
has said that too. He said, "I almost beat Cody's ass." That's how big it was.
There you go, dude. What,
So,
like all the airplane rides that you've seen, you know what I mean? People getting in fights over. Everybody wanted to strangle Randy Orton when he first started because of how freaking, I don't know. It's crazy. Conrad, enough with that. Mercedes is crushing. She's drawing. Bro, you tell me that you enjoy some of those promos she's cut, man, and I'm going to call you a liar, bro. I'm sorry. Like
I will say that her
cringe.
last match wasn't too shabby.
No, the matches are good. Like, Sasha's always been good in the ring. I'm not taking that away from her. But she ain't the full package, man. She ain't it for me.
Now, her WWE booking, yeah, it hasn't been the greatest because I think the longest run she had was, a month with the world title?
Did you see her playing guitar on the stage the other day? Like, and then I don't, man, that was whack.
Yeah, I know. She's,
that was whack.
From what I heard, she's staying, she wants to stay in Japan full time. So
she should. She should. She should. I'm just gonna say that I don't watch too much Japan wrestling, so yeah, just go ahead and stay there, man. I'm good with it. Let me see here. Punk is a level. Let me see. Like Austin Aries was with less. Oh yeah, Austin Aries is hated though. That's what I mean. So
Austin Aries, I mean.
Joey Janela tweeted he'd work with Punk and if he watched the Rocky movies.
Come on, even Punk's like goofing around with it, and he posted his face on the Rocky.
yeah. So everything Pro Wrestling says now Punk was wrong for airing it out. I just don't like the Elite not getting enough of the blame. I hear too much Punk. Where's Hangman's blame? Colt, Bucks, etc. I'm with you on that, man. Hangman, look. Here's my argument for Adam Hangman Page, though. A lot of people want to say, oh, where's the blame for Adam Hangman Page? I felt like what Adam Hangman Page had said in the promo was easily forgettable. He said some stuff that hurt Punk's feelings, and that's why he went off on Adam Hangman Page. But the casual viewer watching that, they are not going to keep that promo, like, because when he went off about Adam Hangman Page, I remember like asking even you guys, I think I even asked you, Conrad, what did he say? What did he say to get Punk to go off on him? Yeah. Because I didn't remember it, and I seen the promo, but that's what I mean. It was so easily forgettable. It just flew
off my mind. Like I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was just so easily forgettable.
And then the same thing, like, I'm not, everyone's responsible in the end. They acted like children. And Punk was wrong, of course, airing the dirty laundry and whatnot. And then when he returns, he throws it at Hangman, and he's not supposed to come out there. He throws it out there. So, I mean,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I give Punk, props of if he's going to be real about it and tell you how he feels, he's going to tell you he's not.
But whoever was stooging that crap off about the whole Colt Cabana stuff, they're wrong. They're wrong for that. I don't care if it was the Elite, Adam Hangman Page, Colt Cabana himself, Chris Jericho, whoever was stooging that crap off to have Colt Cabana's freaking name even drawn next to CM Punk's name.
I don't even know where he's at. What is Colt doing? Just like
he's got a match on ROH this week.
Oh, I didn't even he was on there.
Yeah. So it's first time since his match with Jericho. That's the last time we've seen him.
Yeah. And then
Colt Cabana. We don't fumble the bag for Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana never drew a dime. He reminds me of that tweet that Cody Rhodes said to Disco Inferno. It's basically the same thing. Like you're not a thought in anybody's mind after leaving a show. I promise you. Let me see here. Positively, he says Brock don't like to work. Period. I already seen that. Lastly, Punk offered to work with the Elite. If it doesn't happen, you know who's to blame. That's true. He offered to let bygones be bygones and
work with him. So, I mean,
it is what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Positively, E says, y'all talking about that guitar promo bars. Yeah, it's dude, and then everything pro wrestling. You're too nice, Conrad. You're too nice. It was trash, bro. Don't just say, oh, it's a different culture. No, the chick does not know how to work on the mic. That is that. Like, she's never, like, show me a good promo for Mercedes. Show me a good promo. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you can do that, it is what it is. Matthew Lopez, Mercedes playing guitar was unnecessary. Yeah, absolutely. Empty-headed F-bomb right there, yeah. Paige disrespected Punk for sticking up for for two sisters, and it was a shot about Colt, which is really personal to him. I get it. Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, it's.
But also,
it was a carrying heavy load.
But what I'm saying is the fans, if CM Punk would have dragged Hangman in the back and said, "Hey, let's talk about this. What was that all about?" You know what I mean? Instead of airing that out in the press scrum, it would have been different because it was just, like I said, it was a forgettable moment in the promo when he said that workers' rights promo. You know what I mean? Like when he said that, I was just like, huh, what do you mean by that? And then moved on immediately.
Yeah, and
all right.
The whole thing of, well, I'm going to protect AEW from Punk. You're the cancer of this company.
Well, see, in that part of the promo, I was like, that's good. That's a good promo.
Yeah, I thought, hey, because Hangman's been criticized of no promo work. This is the first time I actually like, hey, this is good.
Yeah. I thought it was good. Yeah. So Matthew Lopez says, I legit didn't remember Paige throwing shots at Punk until it was brought out months later. Exactly. I didn't remember that either. I thought it was all just like a part of the programming, I guess. Matt Classic might have drawn one time. Insert Big Show and Disco.
Yep, I already see it already.
Disco farting and Big Show farting in Disco's face. Everything Pro Wrestling Punk did do that. Did do what? Nothing happened. That was his beef. So yeah, nothing happened, but whose fault is that as well? Like, why didn't Punk bring this up to Tony? You know what I mean? Like, this is like, if something like that is happening that's personal to me, I mean, you got to take that.
Look, that's what happened with Sammy
snitch
and
by
Eddie.
going and working this out with your boss. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here?
Look, when Sammy and Eddie got into almost blows and someone like throwing water or cake or whatever, hey, they talked it out. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the greatest, and then they cleared the air.
Yeah.
Now,
well, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, now it's different with Sammy and Andrade. That was just all spewed of someone getting their ass kicked backstage. So
yeah, absolutely. We got one more match on Dynamite. We just got sidetracked. So there's this will probably open the night. Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. So far, I mean, the card doesn't look terrible. I'm assuming this is your main event, the TNT Championship. The card doesn't look terrible. I'm excited for a couple of things on it. I'm hoping that we get some
that's what I was going to mention. So
shenanigans, but
glad Jeff is back. See how he's going to,
Oh yeah, Jeff returned last week.
Him.
Yeah.
I know he's not capable of doing full work. I know that's why they're doing a Hardy compound match.
Really, he's not capable?
I heard he's still hurt. Oh, because he had eye surgery recently.
Oh yeah. Because you could see that in his eye last week too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he wasn't doing his dancing. He just went down to the ring. But yeah, I wish the best for him. I mean, this is his last chance. Well, so
yeah, man, definitely praying for Jeff, dude.
It was good to see him. It was good to see him. So I mean, it's been almost a year.
It's been a while, man. I just hope that he can clean up his act and take care of himself. That's all I hope. I'll be praying for him for sure. But that's pretty much it for us over here at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, guys. Follow us everywhere on social media at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. If you're watching this video, please leave us a like on the video. Leave a comment afterwards too. We reply to them. That helps us extremely well in the algorithm. If you comment and you start a comment thread, it helps out. Also, share this podcast to somebody, man. If you're listening on the audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, leave us a friendly review and a 5-star rate, man. That helps us grow. And don't forget to support our new sponsors. And you already know you can use that promo code SHOOT at calderalab.com. Go check it out, man. Save 20% off. Take care of your skin. It's good. Our sponsors over at Manscaped, use that promo code PWSHOOT. Save 20% off plus free shipping. Got some good stuff, man. Support our boys over at Everything Pro Wrestling. Go check them out tomorrow night after Dynamite. Over on YouTube, search EPW Show. You'll find them everywhere on social media as well, just like that. I think that's about it, James. I think I covered everything, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be podcasting again, man. Had to take that week off. We'll be back next week. Same time as always, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're listening on the audio platform, if you can make the live stream and come and chat with us, do so, man. It's a good time. Appreciate it. I'm Jesse Carter. He's James Bernard Jr. We'll see you next week right here on the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Pro Wrestling Shoot!